What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm super excited to show you the new pack, which is Phantom Rage, and in this set they actually are combining two of my favourite characters from Arc V, which is Yuto, which is one of the U-Boys, and Shea Obsidian. So you can't really see it here, but this is Dark Rebellion with Revolution Falcon like mixed onto it. But yeah, so let's get into some of the cards, and then this is actually going to be like half the video is going to be showing the new cards that are going to be released in Phantom Rage, and the second part I'll be going on to Ignis or whatever, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, and show you some of the old cards and what way the synergy works in the deck or whatever. So I'm super excited about this stuff. I've always wanted like Raidraptor cards, and I had the Phantom Knights cards when they were super expensive and nobody liked them. They hated PK Fire, it was a big thing. But yeah, so this is the new cards that are coming out. These are liberators of free our dimension from fusion. Let the world be. The dimensions will be torn asunder, and then we shall be free. Okay, so the first card we actually have. The first card is mixed of the two archetypes. So it's a Phantom Knight and a Raidraptor card. Yeah. So the first one's called Raider's Wing. It's a level 4 Dark Winged Beast effect monster. It has defense 2000. This card is also known as a Phantom Knights and a Raidraptor card, so that's kind of interesting. You can only use the first effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can detach one material from this card from a Dark Exceed monster you control, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field, which isn't too bad, I suppose. An Exceed monster whose original attribute is Dark and has this card as a material gains the effect, cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. So it has a nice little synergy with the Raidraptor stuff, especially because their kind of combos go off summoning the Link and then summoning the rank 4, and then you can summon this and keep going on your plays. With the Phantom Knights, the only problem is the best way to play Phantom Knights is the rank 3 engine, and this is a level 4. Now the new Phantom Knights, as you will see, go into kind of a rank 4 engine sort of, so it can be used for both. But I like the fact that it's a Raidraptor, but it has kind of like this metallic knight and like the fire, spirit fire it has on it. It's kind of cool. The design is really cool. The next card is a Phantom Knights card, of course. So it's the Phantom Knights Stained Greaves. It's a level Dark Warrior effect monster, attack 1200, defense 600. And guys, if you don't know anything about the Phantom Knights or Raidraptors, that's what the second part of the video is. I'm going to go into all them. You can only use the effect first and second effect once per turn. If a Phantom Knights monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card to your hand. You can increase this card's level by 1. So it's kind of got a Kage to Kage effect, where when you normal summon a Phantom Knight or special summon a Phantom Knight, you can special summon him. The only cool little benefit is like that it becomes kind of a rank 4 sort of engine. Then it has all the Phantom Knights have the effect that you can banish themselves from graveyard. This one special summons a Phantom Knight monster from your hand, except Phantom Knight Stained Greaves, and then you can increase that level by 1. So yeah, that's what that one does. I mean, it's an extra special summon, so why wouldn't you use it? The next one is the Phantom Knights of Tier Scale. It's a level 3 Dark Warrior effect monster, attack 600, defense 1600. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. You can discard one card, send one Phantom Knights from your deck to the graveyard, except Phantom Knights Tier Scale. So the good thing is, when you discard a card, you can discard any, probably a Phantom Knight in your hand. Phantom Knights only benefit from it being in your graveyard because you can banish it and search. So you can like get initially 2 searches off this. If another Phantom Knight card is banished from your graveyard and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. So let's say you go into an Exceed summon after you discard a card and send a card. You can go into like the rank 3 and then banish to search and then special summon this, you know, if you do get rid of this with one of the Exceed effects or whatever. So it's a nice actual card, and the artworks are really cool. Like, I can go into the artworks there really quick. So you have that one with all the armor. It's really, really cool, and rusty swords, and they're just getting cooler and cooler. The original 3 weren't amazing or anything artwork wise, but these ones are actually pretty cool in the scale, tier scale. They're kind of actually like upgraded versions of the level 4s that never got seen any play. Okay, so the next card then is a Raidraptor card. It's called Heel Eagle, and it's one of the, like, they have a rank 3 engine, but it's not very good. So this one is a Dark Winged Beast effect monster, attack 700, defense 700. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If the only monster you control is a Raidraptor, you can special this card from your hand. That's pretty good. I mean, for the Link play, it's very, very good. So you would run multiple numbers of these. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target a Raidraptor spell or trap card in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. So this is what makes it a little bit better, because one of the big issues with Raidraptors is getting as many rank up magics to your hand as possible, because you can keep ranking up, ranking up. and if you use one and then use this and banish it and search, it's an extra benefit. I don't see why not to use it, but the reason it would have been too OP if they had level 4, you know, so it makes sense. The next one we have is Strangulanius, Raidraptor Strangulanius. So it's a level 4 Dark Winged Beast type, 1600 attack and defense 1100. You can only use each effect among the first and second effect once per turn. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon discard from your hand, so it can be used in the Phantom Knights or any dark card. So it can be used for Black Wings as well. Also, you cannot special monster for the rest of the turn except for dark monsters, so it does lock you into dark monsters. If an Xyz monster you control has a material attached to that was originally a dark Xyz monster, you can target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. So let's say you do have the rank 4 Raidraptor, and you do get to not summon this, special summon this, you can get rid of one of its materials and special summon another Raidraptor from the graveyard, which gives you another play. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's actually really good. All the Raidraptor support seems to be really, really good. Not too sure about this one, but I mean, it's still pretty good. Then we come up with the best, the coolest card ever. As you can see now, it has Revolution Falcon's wings. Here, it's got like extra bits of Revolution Falcon and Dark Rebellion's body with some extra armor and stuff, and the tail has got bigger, and it's just... For those of you who remember Dark Requiem Dragon, we'll go into that card now in a second as well, but that was just beast, so this is going to have to live up to that. So this is Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, so this is rank 5 Dark Dragon Xyz effect monster. Attack is 3000, defense 2500. Its Xyz materials is required 3 level 5 monsters. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is Xyz summoned, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Built-in little effects like that. You can attach one material from this card. You cannot declare attacks for the rest of the turn except to have this card attack. Also, this card gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all other monsters on the field. Then if this card is a material attached to that was originally a Dark Xyz monster, negate the effects fall face of monster on the field. So wow. So this, all monsters on the field, so even your own. So if you have the likes of, normally like you would be able to summon, I don't know, like a 2000 attack, like if you're, I'm just thinking Phantom Knights specifically, but you can use this in the Raidraptors as well. I mean, it straight away becomes 5000, and then you're attacking and whatever opponent's monster, if they even have a monster, you know, you're still attacking. Like, it's still crazy high attack, which is really, really cool. And the artwork is amazing. The next card we have is a rank of magic. So Phantom Knights only have one rank of magic, which has kind of always been a bit it's been annoying, but the Raidraptor ones always had loads, so this is kind of nice as well. So this one is called Rank of Magic Phantom Knights Force. It's a quick play spell, which means more OTK possibilities. You can only activate one of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, you can banish any number of dark monsters from your graveyard, then target one dark monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one Phantom Knights, Raidraptor, or Xyz Dragon Xyz monster that is N ranks higher than the target by using that target as a material. N is the number of monsters banished to activate this effect. So basically what that means is if you have, let's say, Dark Rebellion on the field, you have to banish one dark monster to go up to the next level, level 5, or rank 5, sorry. So then you would go into this. So if you have Dark Rebellion on the field and you activate this, you have to banish one dark monster and go into this. If you banished, what, let's say 3, you go into rank 7. So that's the whole point of that, which makes it opens up crazy plays. It means you can actually run the Raidraptor Xyz monsters, some of the good ones, in your extra deck now with Phantom Knights. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, this is treated as an Xyz summon. Transfer the target materials to the summoned monster for the rest of the turn. After its effect resolves, you cannot special monster from the extra deck except Xyz monsters, but that's fine. Most of the OTKs you're kind of only running the Xyz monsters anyway. Then this next card is Raider's Unbreakable Mind. So as you can see, this has Dark Rebellion and Revolution Falcon mixing together to make the Xyz monster. It's actually really, really cool. That's them doing both their effects. So he's doing like a bombardment and he's doing his lightning strike or whatever it was called. I can't remember. Dark lightning strike, maybe something. So yeah, so this one is a continuous trap. This card is always treated as a Phantom Knights and a Raidraptor card, which means it is searchable in both decks, which is kind of cool. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If an Xyz summon monster is using a Dark Xyz monster as a material, you can target one card in the field and destroy it. So you can do that once per turn. That's pretty nice. If this card is face up card in your spell trap zone is destroyed by a card effect, and set one rank of magic spell from directly from your deck to graveyard. So what you can actually do is you can use something like the rank 3 Shade Brigade. No, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it. Where is it? This Break Sword. My bad. So you can use something like Break Sword to pop your own card, destroy it, and then set your rank up magic spell. You could set this, then special summon Dark Rebellion, and then go for this. So that's the little combo there you could do. It's a possibility. I mean, Break Sword, target Break Sword, target this, destroy them. Break Sword special summons 2 level 4 monsters. You go into Dark Rebellion, you set this, you activate, so you attack with Dark Rebellion, activate this, banish one of the dark monsters, or even you can go into straight into a level 7 because you will have the 2 and the 1 of, you will have the Break Sword and whatever 2 level 4 monsters you use to summon them. You banish all 3 and then you can go into something like Audi's Rebellion. Is it Rebellion or is it just Xyz Dragon? Oh, it's just Xyz Dragon. Okay, fair enough. So you won't be able to go Audi's Rebellion, but you will be able to go into the level 7 Raidraptor. You can go to level 6 as well. I don't know, it's cool. Okay, this is the only card I'm not happy about. So this is Phantom Knight's Claw, counter trap. So you can activate one of these cards name once per turn. When a monster effect is activated, detach one material from a Dark Sea monster you control. Negate the activation if you do destroy it. Then, if the material you detach to activate this card was originally a Phantom Knight's Raidraptor or Xyz Dragon card, one Raidraptor Xyz monster you control gains attack equal to the original attack of the monster by this effect. So you're not going to use this card. This one's pretty nice just for like destruction. Your opponent does get it, you're going to get something from it. This is amazing. Definitely a 3, I think. This is just wicked, the artwork. And all the Raidraptors, I definitely would run like nearly, I'm not sure if 3 of each, but definitely, this one definitely 3 of each, you know. And the Raidraptor, or the Phantom Knights, definitely. So now, this is the second part of the video. I'm going to go into all the cards in the set. So these are the cards I was talking about. Cloven Helm and Fragile Armor do look exactly like Stained Greaves and Tear Seal, as you can see there. So these ones are probably the least used of them all. They have a pretty crappy effect, to be honest. Again, so if a Phantom Knight's card is sent to graveyard, this card gains 500 attack. You can banish card from graveyard, add a Phantom Knight card from graveyard to your hand. It's just the fact that it was level 4 and special summon itself is the reason they were not great. If a Phantom Knight's monster you control is destroyed by battle card effect, special summon this card from your hand, banish card from the graveyard, and send a Phantom Knight's card from your hand to the graveyard. Again, not great. And this one is a Foolish Burial, and it gets your Xyz monster 1000 attack. This one searches a Phantom Knight's card from your deck to your hand, so any card. This one searches a monster as well as special summons itself when there's a Phantom Knights on the field. This is their normal rank up magic, so you can target a dark monster with no materials. Like what you normally do is you'd go Break Sword, you activate Break Sword to effect to target a card you control, destroy it, and then his effect is special summon 2 Phantom Knights monsters and increase the level. And you go into Dark Rebellion and activate Dark Rebellion's effect to half the monster's attack by getting rid of 2 materials. And you'll activate this, which was searchable with both of these, and then you go into Dark Requiem. Yeah. So the next card is Phantom Knight's Spear. Just what I wanted to add into it. I don't think it's any really good. I don't think I ever got anything. Each time an opponent activates a card effect that targets a Phantom Knight's monster you control, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Not great. And this one again, not great. The Phantom Knights of Mist Claws. Target one of your banished Phantom Knights monster added to your hand. So this might be a little bit more important just because you're banishing a lot more. When an opponent monster declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard, target a level 4 Phantom Knight monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster. And if you do special summon this card as a normal monster. I mean, it's a little bit more important, this one, the Phantom Knights of Mist Claw, just because you have the new cards that are banishing, and you have this that banishes a lot at a time, so it makes sense. The next card is Phantom Knights of Dark Gauntlets. This one is send 1 Phantom Knight spell or trap card from your deck to graveyard when your opponent monster declares direct attack. Actually, that's not the one I'm looking for. Just another thing, not really important, that one either. The next one is one important. So Phantom Knight's Wing then is you protect the monster and it gains 500 for that turn. The Shade Brigade is just special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster, level 4, if you have no traps in your graveyard. And every one of these banish themselves from the graveyard, so that's why you'd run, you know. This one is obviously Fogblade. This was always like a staple. A monster negates its effects or whatever, and then you can banish this from the graveyard and special summon a Phantom Knight from the graveyard. And this one is something very similar. Your monster gains 800 attack, and then you can banish it and special summon from the graveyard. So that's for the Phantom Knights cards. I'll go into the extra deck actually. So this card is one of the new cards that we don't have. As you can see, it's OCG only. But we'll go into its main effect first. You can also exceed summon this card by using a Rebellion Exceed monster you control as a material. Transfer its materials to this card. So let's say you did go into something like Dark Rebellion. You just overlay on top for this level 7 for nothing. You can if this card was exceed someone using a rank 7 monster as the material, you can make a second attack or third attack during each battle phase. This monster. So then, okay. So if you did want to do that, you could go for this and go for your level 7, rank 7, and you can go for this one. This is the only rank 7 that the Raidraptors have, and then you can overlay onto this using rank 7, I suppose. No, that doesn't work, does it? It has to be a Rebellion monster. You can't really go into all these Rebellion either. I don't know how that would work, but it's still like, it's a nice little, what, 3000 beat stick just to add on top of this. And then I don't know. I'm not too sure what I'm talking about. I thought this was going to be a good card because it goes onto it, but it mainly only works with the other thing. The only thing is then when it's destroyed, you can special summon this card from Pendulum, and if you do, special summon Rebellion or Phantom Knight Exceed monster from your extra deck using this card as a material. So I mean, you have a 3000 beat stick. Then when it gets destroyed, it goes in the Pendulum Zone, and then when it's in your Pendulum Zone, you get to special summon a Rebellion or Phantom Knight Exceed monster from your extra deck. Then you can attach one card from your Pendulum Zone to it as a material. So probably won't be using this, but you could go into Breaksword or even Cursed Javelin, you know. Just interesting little play maybe. So yeah, let's go into stuff. So this is the smallest one they have. You can attach one material from this card, target a face of monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0, negates its effects. This is a quick effect. If this card is a Phantom Knight card as a material, you can use the effect once per turn. And then we have Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. So this is a Rebellion card, but I'm not too sure if you can even summon it with the new rank up. You could summon it with this as far as I know. Yeah, Dark Exceed monsters. You could summon it with that still and go into this, and then that could be later uses that. But this one basically just has make your opponent's monster 0 and it gains that attack. And Dark Rebellion, everyone knows what it does. It's half the monster's attack and it gains that attack. And then you have Dark Requiem, which is just a beast of a card. And this one is, if it has Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon as a material, it gains the effect. Once per turn, you can attach a material from this card and target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Change attack to 0, and this card gains attack equal to that original attack. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card and negate the activation. And if you do destroy that card, then you can special summon an Exceed monster from your graveyard. So normally what you do is you detach a material. You detach Dark Rebellion more so. You could actually detach Dark Rebellion or Breaksword. Normally it was the way you do it, or whatever. And what you do is you could have a monster your opponent controls go to 0. It will gain that effect. Let's say it's 2000, so it becomes 5000. And then your opponent would activate some sort of effect, and then you could just bring Dark Rebellion as well, so you're attacking with 5000 and 25, which is normally how the OTK kind of worked a little bit. But that's it for the Dark or the Phantom Knight stuff. The Phantom Knights were never really strong enough, and that's why they'd use cards like Burn Abyss or, you know, that kind of stuff. But I'm liking the new support. And the second thing then we'll go into is the Raidraptor stuff. So Tribute Lanius, I'll just tell you the combos of what these cards are used for. So during your main phase, if it's normal special, you can send a Raidraptor card from your deck to graveyard. So what this one would do would send Mimicry. And Mimicry, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and search out a Raidraptor spell, Raidraptor card, any card. So you can search out the your monsters mainly because they're not Raidraptor cards. But because of the new one, as far as I know, this, so you can search this now, and you can search this also with the new cards. Then we have Sharp Lanius, which is change a monster defense position. Nothing amazing. If you take damage, special summon it. It's Goblinberg. Special summons if there's a Raidraptor on the field and then can reoccur itself. Special summons if there's a sea monster on the field. Lose life points and special summon it to a monster you control. Then this one actually people used to use in Phantom Knights as well. So it basically is a Raidraptor. While you have any spell or trap cards, I don't know. But basically what it does is you can send it to the graveyard and search any of these, or special summon any of these for free, but to negate their effect and lose their attack. and then you'd rank up it, and then you could get a legitimate like level 12 or rank 12 or whatever. This one is probably one of the strongest Raidraptor spell. Like, it's used in Raidraptors, it's used in Black Wings and stuff just to summon Infinity. So what this one does is pay half your life points, target a Raidraptor Exceed monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then special summon 1 rank Exceed monster that is 2 ranks higher than that monster. So normally what you do is, let's say, like, use Lastrix, special summon Ultimate Falcon, and then go, just say Gak gets destroyed or whatever, and then activate this, pay half your life points, special summon this from the graveyard with this as a material. Crazy plays. And then these are some of the other rank up magics I have. So this one just ranks up once. This one is the main one that ranks up 2 ranks higher, and you can banish it, and 1 Raidraptor monster in your graveyard, target Raidraptor Exceed monster in your graveyard, special summon it. This one, if it's destroyed, if a monster is destroyed, it goes 1 rank higher. This one is just a quick play spell to upgrade 1 rank higher again. And then this one is doubles the rank. So if it's a level 6, you can go into a level 12. And that's those cards of what they do. And now for the extra deck, 2 Dark Winged Beast monsters. So I wouldn't be using a Phantom Knights deck, but obviously it's a staple in the Raidraptor deck. So this one, special summon a level 4 Winged Beast monster from your deck in defense position after you summon this. And then you can go for something like 4 Strix. And then when an Exceed monster's effect is activated, you get to set one of these rank up magics from your deck. This one is, once per turn you can attach a material, add a level 4 beast, Dark Beast. And then we have Revolution Falcon, who is probably one of the best, and now you can actually go into in Phantom Knights, is you can detach a material from this card. This turn, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. That's its effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, special summoned monster, the monster's attack and defense becomes 0. If this card had a Raidraptor Exceed effect, it gains its effect. So obviously it won't have a Raidraptor Exceed monster, but it will have it won't gain this effect. Once per turn you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent, which is kind of a good effect. But the only thing is, it does gain the effect that it can destroy all multiple monsters. If your opponent has 5 monsters, they're all special summoned, you can just attack and go for kind of game that way. We don't have this card yet, which is still one of my favorites. It's Revolution Falcon Air Raid, which you normally would just say when you do summon I think it's 4 Strix. You could go overlay on top of that, is it? Level 5 or lower. Yeah, so you can also exceed summon this card by discarding 1 rank of magic spell and using a rank 5 or lower Raidraptor Exceed monster control as material, transfer its materials. If this card is exceed summoned, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it. And if this face up, if it was face up, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack it had on the field. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can special one Raidraptor Revolution Falcon from your extra deck, and if you do, attach to this card material. So normally you go into this when you use that search or whatever, and you'd get rid of a rank of magic spell. You go into this, and when this card then is sent to the graveyard, you can go into this, and that's normally the play they would go for. The rest of them are just big beat sticks that, like, your opponent loses attack and you attack with crazy high attack and stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited about the new support, especially this card. It's super easy to go into. I mean, the only cool thing is, let's just say you do like have a few more Raidraptor cards and you run the Raidraptor cards, forget about the Phantom Knights for a minute, and you want to run this. You know, you can special for next deck 1 Raidraptor Exceed monster that is ranks higher. So you just activate this, and then you banish one of your dark monsters and go into like level 4. You can go into this for nothing pretty much. Have accept this card, that gains all the thing and it can't be destroyed. So there you go. That's a nice little thing for Raidraptors to have as well, like a big beat stick that kind of can't be destroyed by effects. It negates all monsters on the field and it gains all their attack as well, so it's crazy high for the OTK, you know. So this works well in Raidraptors and the Phantom Knights. I'd love to see a build that mixes the two, without just using the likes of like this card and Phantom Knights and this card. But we'll wait and see, I suppose. So anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram, check out my eBay page, Discord, and all that fun stuff. And good luck.